This is Ryan Trahan. This summer, Ryan's attempting to visit all 50 US states in just 50 days. And in this video, I'm going to tell you why I think he's probably going to fail. Before we dive into the content, I want to be extremely clear. I am not rooting for Ryan to fail. Ryan and his wife, Haley, are not only staying at 50 amazing Airbnbs across the country. They are hoping to raise $1 million to support cancer research at St. Jude. And as of the recording of this video, they are already over 80% of the way to that goal. My name is Chris Strub, and I share Ryan's passion for road trip marketing. In 2015, I became the first person to live stream and Snapchat in all 50 US states across 100 days. I also served as a National Red Kettle Ambassador for the Salvation Army USA in 2017, visiting 25 states in 38 days. Road trips can make for some amazing content, as Ryan and Haley have shown in their first 10 videos so far. But 50 states in 50 days is absolutely crazy. In this video, I'll lay out the 5 reasons why I think Ryan might fail this challenge, and a few reasons why he won't. Let's take a look at the first reason why Ryan might fail this challenge: the map.
Look at this huge chunk of America.
Wow.
Let's keep going.
Cleverly, instead of revealing the entire itinerary up front, Ryan is revealing each state and Airbnb one by one. Ryan explained a few days ago that the 712-mile trek across Nebraska was the longest single drive of his entire plan. But I had a bad feeling even before that drive that Ryan's game plan was not optimized. Drawing up the plan is both the hardest and most fun part of going on a super long cross-country road trip. When I started 50 states in 100 days, I began right here in Greenville, South Carolina, with my first stop out in Charleston, South Carolina. I took a clockwise approach, hitting the Southeast before heading into the Southwest, the Pacific Northwest, the Upper Midwest, the Northeast, and then back down to Greenville. I actually made almost the exact same drive that Ryan and Haley started their journey with, from Austin all the way across Texas. It is a long way to New Mexico. That drive, as I talk about in 50 States, 100 Days, the film, nearly drove me insane. There was a day along the trip where I thought about giving up the trip. So the drive from Austin, Texas to Las Cruces, New Mexico, especially in June, it is really hot. And I did a terrible job of self-care along the way. I don't think I drank enough water during the trip. And everywhere you go, you're eating the local cuisine. When you're sleeping in the backseat of your car, and you're not getting a proper night's sleep, you're not exercising. I still got to get to Tucson and Los Angeles, so I still got a long way west to go. So psychologically, I'm like, geez. It's very natural to go from New Mexico up through Arizona to Las Vegas. But once Ryan revealed that they were heading from Vegas north to Utah, I was extremely puzzled. The issue now that Ryan and Haley are heading through the Southeast already is that they still need to get back to California somehow. He's already hinted that they won't necessarily drive everywhere.
How are you planning on driving to Hawaii and Alaska?
At the end of the day, the rule is that we must stay overnight in all 50 states in 50 days. We don't have to drive to every single state in our minivan.
And of course, you can't drive to Hawaii, and you really, really shouldn't drive to Alaska either.
Everything is on the table for Alaska and Hawaii.
Canoe, boats.
Jet skiing to Hawaii would be sick.
So my guess right now is that 50 states in 50 days will end with a night in Los Angeles after flying back from Hawaii. Now here's the problem with that. It's nearly a 6-hour flight back from HNL to LAX, plus the 3-hour time change. And by spending just one night in Hawaii, they'll presumably have to have flown in that morning. Most of the flights back from Hawaii to the mainland are red eyes. So I think there's a very realistic chance that we see an extremely short stay in Hawaii where Ryan and Haley sleep in their Airbnb for just a couple hours before heading back to the airport for something like an 11 p.m. Hawaii time departure. It's not only alarmingly quick, it's entirely dependent on not a single airline delay. Now, I went from Seattle to Anchorage to Honolulu and then back to Seattle. But since Ryan and Haley need to be in a different state every single day, they'll have to ditch the van, probably in Seattle or Portland, and presumably end the trip in Los Angeles. I just can't practically see any other way to do it. Issue 2 is the weather. Now, just in the last couple weeks, we've seen a ton of severe weather across the middle of the country. It was probably pretty smart for Ryan and Haley to take on Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma early on. As the summer draws on and it gets hotter and hotter, the chances of severe weather across Tornado Alley will only get worse and worse. A day of horrible weather would have made their 712-mile trek basically impossible. States will get more bunched up as they get out towards the East Coast, but because they're already heading back east, they do still have to cross Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota somehow. There's really, trust me, just no real good shortcuts available. Issue 3 is the car. Now, in episode 10, Ryan reveals that the check engine light in the van came on, indicating the need for an oil change. I'm assuming they got this taken care of on day 11. At least I hope.
Yeah, it's closed today. Sorry, baby. I didn't mean it.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
That was kind of weird. Sorry, minivan. You're going to have to get oil later.
But there's still a very real chance there could be more car trouble to come, not to mention the chance of a fender bender or other sort of car accident. Issue 4 is one that I've honestly worried about with Ryan for many years. I bet you have too. His nutrition. Now, I sound like an old fart whining about Ryan's refusal to eat vegetables, but 50 consecutive days of McDonald's McGriddles and iced coffee is inevitably going to have an effect. I did my 50-state adventure at age 29, and the unpredictability of unhealthy foods across America really started to set in mentally for me around day 25 or so. Ryan and Haley are just 26 and 24 respectively, but Ryan's friend Dr. Mike has a real point. Eventually, his refusal to eat vegetables in his diet is going to catch up to him. Last but definitely not least is issue 5, the Wheel of Doom. It's a super clever idea designed to help maximize fundraising, but when you look at the actual implications of the wheel, it could 100% be the reason the entire trip gets derailed. If the wheel gets activated while they're on that impossibly absurd Hawaii plan, there simply won't be any other way back to the mainland. Some of the possibilities on the Wheel of Doom include rolling a die and having to wait that many hours before departing, or Ryan and Haley even having to separate and get to their next destination in different ways. Of course, there are a number of huge differences between my trip to 50 states in 100 days and Ryan and Haley's current journey. The two biggest differences are, to me, that one, Ryan is not traveling alone. Splitting the driving with Haley will make an enormous difference. Plus, he has 2 off-site editors working with him to produce those awesome-looking daily vlogs. Ryan is also one of the most successful YouTubers in the world, so resources are not an issue at all. I felt extra tired on my journey as I slept in the back seat of my Honda hotel about a dozen times after spending hours each afternoon editing my own daily vlogs. There's a huge difference between being able to sleep in some of the most luxurious and fascinating Airbnbs on earth and sleeping in the back seat of your own car. Now, as of the moment I'm recording this video, Ryan's journey has already raised more than $843,000 for St. Jude. And there's still an entire summer ahead. If you haven't tuned in yet, it's not too late to binge watch the entire series and catch up. And Ryan, if you're watching this, we are all wishing you the very best of luck. We can't wait to welcome you here to the great state of South Carolina.